Ну что, ребятки, настало время наконец-то поиграть. Стримов не было, смотрите, давненько сами не стримили. То есть у меня тут какая-то проблема произошла с стримом. Сейчас подправим. Нет, все отличненько. Это, конечно, показалась настройка, то мне не нравится этот весь звук.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt... May the glory of the Prinzessin bring light to this world.
Ну что, думаю, давайте начнем с этого. Тут на что? Будете слаймов или пойдем по ежедневкам? А давайте-ка начнем с ежедневок. Там еще вернуться сможем. Как видите, я уже прошел всю сюжетку. Как ни странно. Ведь место... нужно отхиляться. Стримов не было смотреть давненько. Прям очень давненько. Ага, недалеко. Ты очень далеко. И код. Не люблю это задание, вот честно. Самое бестолковое, на мой взгляд. Да блин! Хватит на него отвлекаться. Это мне это бедно. Все, теперь можно идти на следующее задание. А оно у нас как раз таки вот тут. Пойдемте понять дальше. Сегодня хочу выполнить задание архонтов. Блин, каких архонтов? Блин, не помню. Как оно называется? Можно сразу же приобрести. А, задание легенд. Сегодня обязательно выполним. За елань. Как вы знаете, было задание архонтов, связанное с ней как раз таки персонажем. Я уже успел видеть несколько круток. Крутки мне так себе вышли. Я даже вам покажу, что я вообще тесно выбил. Из оружия ничего такого не было. Интересно, только персонажи и все. Больше, наверное, и все. Ну, конечно. Ненавижу эти задания, какие-то тупые. Кстати, точно, сегодняшнего дня я еще стал стримить и на тролла. Все же уломали меня играть на тролла. Их играть, стримить. Так. Ну, как-нибудь можно будет, знаете, что сделать? Сыграть с самого начала. Было бы, по-моему, прикольно. Блин, тут нужна на Сахароза. Ну ладно. Не хотел ставить в отряд? Ну, пускай. Украть это задание.
My experiment.
Конечно, появятся эти уроды. Ну-ка, умри. Это еще эти курвы. Ну-ка, давай-ка. Чуть после этого следует отхиляться. Да. А не то наш делюк сейчас точно умрет. Будет очень... Не очень.
Listen, as long as you stick to your own path, it doesn't matter what Mother Nature throws at you.
Так, главный вопрос, почему у нас музыка не играет, скажите-ка вы мне. Что за юмор? Где музыка? Вот теперь замечательно, можно играть. Да, кстати, у меня уже есть 2 персонажа 90 уровня. Прикиньте, точно, я же вам хотел поставить своих персонажей, которых я выбил. Конечно же, Ноэль. Интересно, какая у меня уже Ноэль? С1. У меня как Ноэль С2. Чего? Этого я не ожидала. Прикольно. Так. Ноэлька. А, понятно, куда мы шли. Пойдемте-ка. Здесь всегда много яблок. А, это не яблоки, точно, блин. Тупая башка. Да умрите вы уже, ё-моё. Нифига там рыбы.
There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Эй, ё-моё, ты меня уже бесишь. Ну, шикарно. Полтушки-то бесящие. Пацанки. Ага, пацанки. Так, что я несу? Блин, не хочу сам сейчас сражаться, вот честно.
I'll protect us. Come on, we can do it.
Надеюсь, это не глаз. Я очень надеюсь. Я их очень ненавижу. Ага, огненным, конечно, шикарно. Почему все этих уродов мы побьем, а потом тебя. Не бей его. Это меня и бесит Genshin Impact. Начинает бить тех, кого не надо.
Let the show begin. Torn to oblivion.
Ну пойдемте-ка заберем. Пойдем по тем странным заданиям.
Ad Astra. Thank you for
Ну что ж, пойдемте. Мистер Разлом. Сегодня ночью допроходил квесты с Разломом. Да, опять я ночь не спал. Ну и ладно. И чё, прикольно, чё. Да, сейчас будет очень долгий квестик, прям очень долгий. Почему новая? Старая. Да, кстати, проходил на обычной сложности. Но ради примагемов можно еще пройти. Это я хочу... давайте вас, короче. Скажу сразу, в собирании отрядов я не силен, к сожалению. Поэтому вот так. Ну ладно. Мы все побьем.
Can't catch me. Let's roll.
I'm a rock. Look at you, Boozehound. Hey. Ninjutsu.
I will have order.
Давай, умри.
Rise. Attaboy.
Есть. Пойдем дальше. Конечно же, тяжелая.
Who wants some of this? Hey, I wasn't ready. Attaboy.
Pew pew. Yeah. Got a dash.
Crumble. This is order. Let's roll. Only coming through.
Давай, давай, давай. Умри. А, там открыто. Шикарно.
Right. I will have order.
I'm a rock. Can't handle your drink.
Нафиг нам нужен щит.
Come on out.
Quake. This is order. Crumble. Attaboy. It's showtime. You can't run from death. You need to hurry up. Let's roll.
Да умри ты уже, ё-моё.
Yeah. Diana special. Hey.
Right. Order guide you. Attaboy. Only coming through. This was well done.
Не учи стрелков. Фиг хоть не стоишь вообще.
Bam! Roasted fried.
Ninjutsu.
Crumble. I will have order.
Так, кого бы нам оставить? Конечно же, Ита. Я просто обожаю мистера Ита. И давайте двух электро. Мистера Ита. Конечно же, мистера Ита. Как без него? Дальше сюда? Не сюда. Значит, сюда. Конечно же, тяжелая.
There's no end. Disappear.
Show them. I'm always watching. Eyes on me.
Suffocate. Freeze. Attaboy. It's showtime.
Сейчас мы всех разнесем. Просто всех в щепки.
Man.
Picked the wrong subject.
Useless. Lament.
Show them. Nothing lasts forever.
To ashes. I got careless.
Есть. Мы победили, шикарно.
Disappear.
Show them. A sight to behold.
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
Power that ever Python!
I see through you. You can't run. Let's roll. Oh, coming through. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. That's me. This isn't over. Attaboy. I miscalculated.
Давай, бей. Давай.
Lament. To ashes. Bam! It's showtime.
Да когда ты уже умрешь, ё-моё.
Let's roll. Let's end this quickly.
Show them. I'm always watching.
Almost.
Come on out.
Evil conquering. Boring.
Come on out. No more games.
Eyes on me. Attaboy. Oh, coming
Да
through.
ё-моё, да умри ты уже там, ё-моё.
This is it.
Хотя мне что, не просто устала рука, прикинь, у меня просто устала рука. Офигеть. И это только начало.
A sight to behold.
To ashes. It's showtime. Bam!
Давай. Ты сможешь, Ита. Ты сможешь, я буду делать. Давайте САО оставим. Тут больше выбирать некого, да? Ух ты, к нам туда пришел. Кто там? Да, не нужно кидать ссылки, пожалуйста. За это здесь бан. К сожалению. Ладно, давайте вернемся к игре. Но парень в следующий мир.
Evil conquering.
Break a leg. Now you shall perish.
Burn. Useless.
Observe. There is no
Умри,
escape.
потому что, ё-моё.
Lament.
быстрее уже, ё-моё. Выполнено, шикарно. Это же тяжелое, они больше все дают.
Shine down. Inazuma shines eternal.
Time for retribution!
And step. Break a leg.
Disappear!
Мы до конца не дошли, у меня такое ощущение.
Your grand finale.
Time for retribution!
Now you shall perish.
Evil conquering!
And leap. Break a leg.
Ты меня уже бесишь, умри ты.
Observe.
Так, ребятки, я сейчас скоро вернусь, скоро буду. Мне нужно кое-что захватить.
Yes, I shall spare myself the hair and makeup routine today, and happily idle my time away.
Так, ребятки, я все, я здесь. О, приветик. Кто тут у нас? Ничего себе, какой у тебя большой ник. Тебя просто называй Тайрама. Добро пожаловать на стримчик. Приятного просмотра. Надеюсь, тебе у нас понравится. Все будет шикарно, прикольненько, интересненько. Продолжаем. Так. Я вернулся, я ходила за водой, потому что он начинает пересыхать. Только болтать. Ну что ж, продолжим.
Observe.
Блин, нечаянно нажал. Бывает со всеми. Да, ближайший опыт написано, что точно.
Observe. Strike is one. There is no escape. Observe.
Time for retribution!
Observe. Your grand
Давай,
finale.
мы сможем. Молодец, страшно, гостемов провел.
And step.
Ты не поверишь, за этот год это первый стрим, за весь год.
And leap.
Вот новая обнова, ну да, новая обнова. Лучше не такой может какую-то игру, к сожалению, вот. Поэтому обойдемся этим. Только плюс скачаем только всего. Да. Там один сюжет проходить. На 4 месяца где-то, это уж точно. А скоро еще и сумеру появится. Вообще будет шикарно. Ё-моё, так вот кто тут у нас такой страшный. Так, мне нужно этот щит снять срочно. Уходи. А теперь можно всем бессмысленно посмотреть. О, приветик. Новый регион, неизвестный игры мире. Огромный там, да. У меня самый огромный регион, там, наверное, Льюэ, что ли? О, приветик. Я все Илк. Надеюсь, я правильно произнес. Надеюсь. Кстати, ребят, не забудьте подписаться на стрим. Надеюсь, стрим будет почаще, а не раз в полгода, когда этого было. Пытаюсь стримить почаще. И чего буду стримы? Ну, наверное, Майнкрафт. Симса будет. GTA-RP. Думаю, сыграть было прикольно. Еще да пройти бы... Блин, забыл про игру. Про Лару Крофт, не помню. Где нужно отхиливать, да? Блин, ты ступил, ладно. Тебя. И кого-то нужно еще высокого. Барбару, что ли? Ну, значит, Барбару. Сегодня, кстати, пройдем задание легенд. За Илюань. Или как это меня зовут, не помню уже. Илюан. Не помню, блин. Ну, пройдем, посмотрим. Ну, будет прикольно. Или Елуан. Конечно, тяжелая. Ведь мне больше всего наград дают. Давай. Елань, да, Елань. Спасибо. Кстати, я только сегодня загрузился на Трова, прикиньте. Это, можно сказать, мой первый стрим на этой площадке. Да нет, ты туда бесишь. Может, меня бесит больше всего в Genshin Impact, потому что я начинаю тупо залезать на разные стенки. Прям безумно бесит. Давай, бей. Так, все. Нам капец, что ж нам капец. Мы выжили где? А нет, еще? Вы издеваетесь? Вот отхиляемся. Без хилки здесь никак, это уж точно. Давай, бей.
Rise.
Sayonara special. Hey, make my
Так, уходим. Прям вдвоем, молодцы. Как с вами бороться, я не знаю. Ты чё, тоже
Order
что ли?
guide you. Quake.
pew pew. Yeah. Come on out.
Crumble. Yeah. Yeah.
О, слава богу, мы победили, ура!
Rise. This
Давай, бей.
is order.
Yeah. Look at you, Bootown.
Уходи.
Quake.
Pew pew.
Уходим.
Hey. Let the show begin.
Постреляем всех.
Come on, we can do it.
Crumble.
On a rock. Can't handle your drink. Gotta dash.
Quake. Order guide you.
Pew pew.
Yeah. Crumble.
Yeah. Come on out.
Quake. I will
Давай,
have
давай.
order.
Держи. А, еще этот урод остался. Ну ладно.
On a rock. Gotta dash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you, Bootown.
Давай, мы справимся.
I'll protect us. Pew pew. On a
Order guide you.
Еще один.
Yeah.
pew pew. Hey.
Rise. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't handle your drink. Ninjutsu.
Yeah. Quake. I will have order. Yeah. Crumble. Yeah.
Это было жестко. Долго и жестко.
Rise.
А, не вижу этого куда, просто не вижу.
Gotta dash.
Yeah. Quake. Order guide you.
On a rock. Sayonara special. Hey.
Yeah. Crumble. Quake.
Ну, а еще ты будешь опять падать. Как ты меня бесишь, вот ты
Rise.
такие.
Yeah.
Pew pew. Gotta dash.
Crumble.
On a rock. Hey.
Quake. Yeah. This is order.
А, точно. Блин, я забыл прям.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crumble.
Look at you, Bootown. On a rock. Yeah. Gotta dash.
Давай, мы справимся. Я тебе верю, давай. Ты ёкарный баба, мне нужно к тебе добраться.
Quake. Order guide you.
Yeah. Let the the show begins.
Активируется срочно.
I'm fine.
Rise!
I'm a rock. Hey! Diana special! Yeah!
Crumble!
Давай, 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 мы справимся, давай, вперед.
Quake!
Yeah! Gotta dash!
Crumble! I will have order!
Pew pew! Hey!
Quake!
Huh? Yeah! Gotta dash!
Rise!
Yeah! Look at you, Bootown!
Опять.
I'm a rock!
Crumble!
Gee. Yeah!
Ты меня уже сразу бесить, вот реально.
Pew pew!
Quake! This is order!
Hey! Come on out! Ha. Gotta dash! Huh?
Crumble!
Pew pew! Ha. Hey! Huh? Yeah! Yeah! Diana special! Huh? Yeah! Huh?
Rise! I will have
Давай,
order!
давай, давай, ты сможешь.
Pew pew! Ninjutsu!
Quake!
I'm a rock! Yeah!
Rise!
Gee. Hey!
Quake!
Yeah! Yeah!
Rise!
Pew pew!
Опять, блин. Как вы меня бесите.
Crumble! This is order!
I'm a rock! Can't handle you! Hey! Come on out! Yeah!
Quake!
Pew pew! Yeah! Gotta dash!
Слава богу, победили эту гадину. А тебя ставим. Вроде бы такой сильненький. Последний мир. И все. И пойдем принять задание за Елань.
Let's get down to business. Order guide you. Let's roll. Oni coming through. Finally, my lucky day. Damn. Very.
Show them. I'm always watching.
Finally.
Eyes on me!
I will have order. Let's roll. It's showtime. Finally. To the ferry.
Есть. Даже тяжелая.
This is order. Only coming through. Attaboy. Say no more.
Come on out. A sight to behold. Power that ended high shot.
My blade. Quake. Order guide you. No. Boom. Say no more. Man, who wants some of this? The fairy. Attaboy.
Пойдемте дальше.
I will have order. It's showtime! This? Bam! Finally, No. How's this? Let's roll! The fairy.
Show them. I'm always watching.
That won't work.
Eyes on me!
Bam! Only coming through!
Рамы выпадные ошибки. Чего? Чего? А, это что, не все? Вот это ставим. Мне нравится. Это и вот вы давайте. Мне надо подождите, мы еще один не выбрали.
There's no attaboy!
Observe!
For retribution! Bam! It's showtime!
Капец, сколько вас много, ребят.
Let's roll! Who wants some of this? Attaboy!
The wrong test subject. Picked the wrong test subject.
Can't catch me. Let's roll!
And step. Strike is blocked. There is no escape. Torn to oblivion.
No escape. Verdict. Attaboy! Only coming through!
Давай, ты сможешь, давай.
Let's end this quickly!
And step. Your grand finale.
Давай,
Shine
давай, мы
down.
сможем, давай.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Quiet. It's showtime!
Давай, мы сможем, давай.
And step. There is no escape.
Attaboy!
Observe. Break a leg.
Правильно, не горло это сделал, ну ладно.
Let's roll! Who wants some of this?
Давай, давай, быстро. Давайте.
Shine down.
Time for retribution! Attaboy! It's just a scratch, I swear.
And step. Strike is one. Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish.
Что? Здесь мы все выполнили. Прикольно. Давайте посмотрим, что нам за это дали хоть. С обычным вращением мы что прошли. А крайней враждебности. Это мы понять не будем. Так, ребятки. Я скоро вернусь, мне нужно сходить в туалет. Скоро буду. Так, я тут, да, я вернулся. Как и обещал, сейчас будем проводить квесты Елань. Ага, только давайте перед этим кое-что еще сейчас сделаем. Блин, да что бы что хотела сделать? А, точно. Я хочу... Ты что можем еще взять? Фиолетовое золото. Ну, меняем, ладно, просто у меня уже приветик куплено. Обменять все на море. Ах, видите, я уже тут все купил, вообще все. Примагемов, значит, да? Давай пьемте квесты Елань. Лиюэ. Лиюэ. Не понял. Не понял.
Guess we can
А
rest
где
a bit.
квест? Вот эти Лиюэ, да? Лиюэ. Блин. Что вы говорите? А, здесь, значит. Телепорт. Можешь предложить, какой стрим завтра сделаем? И по какой игре мы его сделаем? Или просто посмотрим анимешки.
Traveler, by my...
Oh, hey, Hoy. It's meeting you here. How's work these days?
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like God. But I've been feeling distracted at work lately. It's a long story.
Huh? What's wrong?
Nothing specifically. He's not unwell. He says he's just he's always said, old age comes for us all in the end. Anyway, my father's currently on the second floor of Yangsheng Tea House. He seems very fond of you too.
Sure, let's go.
Я не думал, ну, поймите. Расчетливый гамбит. Отсылочка. Прикольно. Разве... А, ну да, она тут. Так, мне не это нужно. А, второй этаж, блин. И как мне туда попасть? Ага. Я нашел способ, кажется. Вот нормальный способ. Давай, блин, двигайся.
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oishi, what? I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very... Oishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the... as I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels.
Так, ребятки, все, я вернулся, продолжаем.
I am still very much in good standing as the...
How difficult is it?
Oh, well, you see, historically speaking, the Jianshu rarely appears in public. We also want to keep any prospective Jianshu candidates free from influence. For these reasons, the incumbent Jianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is...
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang...
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to...
Oh? Who is it?
Угадайте, кто?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to...
It's Shaylon!
Jackpot. Uncle Tian here asked, fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the...
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to...
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tian, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the
Huh? Yaylon, you...
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang. So, how about this?
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine estate... You're all set?
Uncle Tian seems really worn down.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tian is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be a...
Qianwei, Mingbo, Qi.
Let's leave that until we... All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a...
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide.
Будем экзаменаторами. Прикольно, что сказать, прикольно. Здесь хоть идти недалеко. Нам что-то сейчас идти наверх. Ага. Вообще можно сократить здесь. Не лазить по этим горам дурацким.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even... I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made...
Oh, I mean,
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to...
Oh, come on.
All right, you two. Let's not get into... Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some... Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait.
Fine. They're not the best quality.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs and planning, and in the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow. One of them is...
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu, failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when...
Прикольненько, прикольненько. Нужно поговорить. Эти планы. Понятно. И последний план. Девушки.
Finished, huh?
Everyone took it very...
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tien. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nope. That's for me to know and you to We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Слушай, сюда что, какая-то рабыня, что ли?
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing a... I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult.
Mind your tone!
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you...
Что-то каждого выслушивать, капец.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Please, and
I'm, Mingbo. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded. My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts.
Is it just Paimon, or is he not?
you know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and...
Oh.
Не последненький.
Hello. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your question.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you...
Very fair question. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts.
Ботрикс. Блин, вот это бот. Джулио А. Надеюсь, я правильно произнес. Или Джулия. Наверное, правильно, Джулия.
Of course, 2 different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach 2 very contradictory conclusions.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about...
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the UA... If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results...
Nice answer. All right.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said...
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very...
Perfect summary! Paimon couldn't agree more!
Last but not least, Zhi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details. His methodology, the depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Zhi take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Great!
We'll see.
Я не люблю Genshin Impact за очень большие диалоги. В основном, потому что нету русской озвучки. Просто капец. Сократим немножко путь. Так, отзовитесь, кто сейчас сидит на стриме. Сейчас проверки.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Zhi...
I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me, but Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Bo has always been occupied with his work at the ministry.
Whoa! So how did you get to know?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Bo came to my attention in the court. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got, Jury came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gift. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. The young are growing up, and I am growing old.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have enough.
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to is...
Sounds like you sure love fishing.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and fresh
Fish soup.
doesn't it? Also, some time when we've been fishing recently, Jury always brings some extra ingredients. That flavor makes for a fond memory.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too?
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle...
I appointed you as the assessment officer. Had you not asked me why Jury's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Remember, you...
Understood. Come on, let's go talk.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. So, it's gonna... His manifesto was written well.
Easy. Let's not rush.
Huh? So...
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. For example...
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan, and as my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also...
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right?
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and wave.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of...
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jury?
Zhi. Well, obviously, as the most promising... Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually...
Так, и что нам дали за это задание? Интересно. А, даже помоги мы не дали. Печалька.
Huh? What's Bulai doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high.
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with...
Okay, well, when you put it that way...
Чистая монополия.
Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first. Now,
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Jury.
Jury? Yes, I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty, One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time. But Juri never retaliated. And when he returned cruelty with kindness. Injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... how did I not notice him?
He sounds like a decent man. We can finally break...
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't... Look, well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, but try not to let him see you. We want this information.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
Опять, что ли? Ну, пойдемте.
So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then. He fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought
What are you waiting for?
Oh, very thoughtful of you. Leave it.
What are you waiting for? You won't hear anything at this rate. Try not to let him see you.
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
Просто ненавижу. В особенности в этой игре.
So, you were looking to buy a wineware set?
Значит, там начинает разворачиваться, значит, нужно пытаться
So
идем в
I
другом
won't bother
месте.
trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then. He fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of
Мне еще
high-quality
показали расстояние, было очень
Very
шикарно.
thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes.
Do we have? Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because...
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become, you'll be able to try all the finest food for free.
We will? Well, come on!
Пайман, конечно, вообще. К южному причалу. Кстати, ну-ка заодно сюда заглянем. Я уже не помню. Ну-ка, есть там у нас что-нибудь? Больше ничего, ну ладно.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, we've heard about this young man called Jur-E who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman.
Whoa! You made up a whole fake identity.
Ah, yes, Jur-E. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who... apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his... How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything that...
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association...
Oh? Why is...
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. His catches are always... mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some...
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now.
Sure thing.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Сколько много диалогов, я просто в шоке.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one. You better hurry when they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society...
Wow!
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't...
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple search. We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low...
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh? Why?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage, and he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few moras. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my...
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling. I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
I see. Well, thank you.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name.
Опять и кого-то спрашивают. Да хватит, уж надоело эти диалоги читать.
Hey, it's you guys. Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, what brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial art.
Really?
But of course. We also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu...
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups... I've heard many tales of Jur-E. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword fighting.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me...
Oh yeah, I know that. Before that, people always used to talk about Jur-E in a kind of nasty tone of voice. Sometimes he gives me candies. So I'm glad that people are starting to like...
Just as I thought.
Huh?
What? I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu isn't...
I'm not that... Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people...
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure...
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? Well, Miss Jur-E seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gas look highly...
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from?
Sudden? Too good to...
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well-known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever... Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has his childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are
When you put it like that...
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, right, and that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? Even if we ask Jiri about it...
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got... Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking off, whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, come on, let's get back to Genshin.
Какие долгие диалоги. По-моему, это задание самое долгое. Идите опять этим путем.
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that I'll divide the reports into two piles. You take one, I'll take the other. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have...
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his... Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think...
Знакомьте с планом.
Even though you... Well, you gotta...
А все тут ничего интересного. Можно пропускать.
Oh, this reading is giving time on a...
Looks like I'm the first one back as...
Oh, hey! It's one of Yeon's little helpers! If you're back, that means you've been...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my...
Don't drag this out. Just tell us...
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give it. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around, and where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in... Chen Wei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make him...
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always...
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had... Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Minghua.
Well, we're all...
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Minghua struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous. Especially when but after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs...
I don't believe so. Minghua is someone who has slowly but surely earned the... According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Minghua to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of a... Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Minghua gave them the skull...
Whoa, that's...
Like I said before, things are not always as they...
Ah! So that's what you meant by...
Thank you both. You're free to go now.
Интересная личность.
So, have you finished? I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entry. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Qiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there. So there even... At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure a long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing. A mining team...
So, did they find any...
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by... The technology wasn't mature enough at that time. So the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems. And this treasure hunt seems extreme. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this...
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the... Oh yeah! Zhi-Yi said the Blackcliff Forge workers shipped...
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhi-Yi wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate...
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Zhi-Yi's secret?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions. They do possess some specialized explosives. But it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may...
Shenwei and Minghua both turned out to be
Опять
completely
куда-то идти.
different than what we thought.
О, уже это квест.
What about Zhi-Yi? Is there another side to him?
Нефритовый дворец. Ну, ладно.
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
What's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also use it as a site. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, It says right there, one of them's at this rate. By the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the that'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, no red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind?
That's a question for the newcomers.
Excuse us. We wanna...
I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it.
Interesting. Let's go talk.
В другом месте что-то происходит.
Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow.
Её у нас набито, блин.
They went that way. Hurry, we gotta catch up.
Что не ходили кругами, не можешь так сократить? Ну ладно. Странные люди.
These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
А, ну тут есть тропинка, но и как бы нет.
The footprints stop here, but, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination...
Пошли дома. Ага, там что-то есть. Тип последняя улика. А, понял.
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But look at these ashes. Someone was
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire?
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Blackcliff Forge? They've gotta go back there sooner.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysterious. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them...
Darn!
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. I smelled something peculiar the moment Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce...
Really? Pilot can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink. When that fragrant ink is burned, This is the exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague.
Так, ребятки, все, я ведусь, давайте продолжим.
I sent him to look into Jur-E's regular contacts. Since Jur-E likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some back. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-E before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, when I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Jur-E once bought a recipe for—
What? No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that
Fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some— Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jur-E, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to—
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at your high pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the
Интересно. И что нам дали с 9 до 11 следующего дня? Понятно. Лучше отсюда добраться. Если мы перелететь сможем.
It looks like we're all here. Well, I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle—
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just—
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough. In contrast, Jur-E is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent— after much consideration.
What?
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, would either of you entertain the possibility of working?
I'll have to see.
I don't mind. As long as I—
Okay, well, that's all from me. Jur-E, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official—
I will live up to the Tianshu I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would I—
Count me out. I'm not.
Jury seems pretty relaxed now. This would be.
Hey, traveler, tell me something. What if you can't answer that? I'm not accepting this.
Also.
Oh no! If we get stuck here, we...
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got.
Lady Yelan, jury has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Jury really sided with the
Ну, интересно, что происходит.
Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Далеко или идти? Да, не так уж и далеко, в принципе.
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
Sorry, Lady Yelan. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to... I guess Jury didn't let his guard down.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired.
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not an If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine.
Shinyue kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinyue.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring... Let's go to Shinyue kiosk.
Шахтер Сильюс.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in.
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to...
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was...
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question.
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time.
Liquor? And what?
Where to?
Shigu Antiques.
Senua Kiosk, a place to go for classic UA dishes.
Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother. We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Jur-E.
Jur-E picked up his set not long ago as a quality imitation of an antique wineware. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Jur-E...
Don't worry. Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass.
Okay. Thanks, Linlong. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first...
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now.
Винный набор. Интересно.
This is turning into a
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank.
It's not like you did any...
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility.
Yelan, so is the plan? Oh, if we can't figure out where Jerry went, there's not much we can do. But
If so, it's no ordinary.
what do you mean?
First of all, Jerry isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager. No. This is a victory. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status. Now, where might we find Fatui who match?
Fatui officials. Should be.
Have both locations surrounded.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our...
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance, in which case, we don't need to change.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Jerry.
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major.
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Jerry is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Juri may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the move.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go.
После 20:00.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
А, опять на второй этаж. Меня уже бесит этим вторым этажом. Если на него попасть было бы легко, но нет.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov,
Qingshu Pool? That's...
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Since Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters, most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one...
Oh no, we gotta...
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot. This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
Okay.
There's been some work done on this place in the past.
О, привет,
It's a bit of a
денежный код.
labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much... Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quick.
Don't worry, we're all professionals. By the way, Yelan, where are your...
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll...
Пара. О, данжик, понятненько. Надо сокровища сменить.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
А, так мы еще за нее играем.
Quietly now. Gotcha. Busted. Game's up. Time's over. As I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
И сундучок шикарненько.
Ambassador here to meet J.E. That must be the emergency access route, right? Come
И куда?
Take it easy. Gotcha.
on, reveal thyself. Ready, steady, go.
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
Busted!
Illusion shattered!
Ага, ты еще живой. Походу какая-то секретка, ну ладно.
Protect us.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Другой путь, значит, да? А, блин.
Keep going.
Да, значит, первый, а где тогда второй? Ну что там? И прикольно. Сколько ресурсов?
Shine down. Time for retribution.
И ничего. Прикольно, что сказать. Это первый. Пойдем ко второму.
There's no escape. Torn to oblivion.
Quietly now. Here comes the cat. Gotcha.
Куда мы вышли? А, я понял, что это сделано. Да я понял, что в той комнате. Да ху, это же к этому факелу поставить. Так, ну и что тебе-то мешает, скажи ты мне? Значит, у нас остался последний. Так, здесь мы, значит, не пройдем. Пойдемте вот так. Здесь тоже тупик. Еще один сундук. Наконец-то выход нашел. Прикольно.
The waters flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
До меня дошло. Если мы вот так сделаем, где мы направим прямо. Да? Мы справились. Привет, Снав.
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Illusion shattered.
Quietly now. These are about to get dicey.
There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Let's dance.
Душки до скалы пошли.
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine. Come on, bottoms up. You'll get there. If you want to... You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already... I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were Come on, another round.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate, but I have to say, you really are quite a genius. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency.
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did.
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tianshu. Of course, aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other requests.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks you have for me...
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's what a nasty guy.
Hold on. Did you bring the camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture...
Прикольно.
Excellent. We've seen no progress on the diplomatic front, and everyone has been eyeing up the trip. But soon, everything will be taken care of. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey.
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu. The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between... Just look at your two competitors. Qianwei had wealth. Mingbo had reputation. But you... And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard you.
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your...
You know, the best thing about you is that you do as you're told. Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be...
Uncle Gao said that Jur-E has low self-esteem. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. Tonight's how well this goes for us.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it...
Whoa, this is the good stuff. Huh? Jur-E, you...
You seem surprised. How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow...
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand? If I disappear...
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives.
What?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan... but things didn't quite go to plan. Mistake. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, it explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool
Jur-E, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui has a record of everything. After I die,
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your... Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophon. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. He has been eyeing your position for a long...
That's right.
Relax. It's over. Sweet dreams, Mr.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything.
The game's up? Forgive me. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If
this is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as an Uncle... Nothing else you want to...
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so... Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the...
Your point...
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here... I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other...
You still don't get it, do you? What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tian ever looked down on? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever...
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tian was, out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most.
That's enough!
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you planned. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jury these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, we'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's...
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals.
Что-то задумала.
Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, get some rest. See you.
Тоже квестики интересные. Мне он прям понравился, вот честно. Но предсказуемо, если честно. До следующего дня, да? Ну да, сейчас завершим квестик, посмотрим, что за него получим. Зайдем в чайный домик, там мне нужно доделать некоторые дела. И будем заканчивать стрим. В принципе, до конца стрима осталось совсем чуть-чуть. Что-то время здесь была лестница прикольная.
There is now no poison left in his system. But
Dr. Baishu is...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full recovery. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up.
How did they successfully secure such a seldom seen? Unfortunately for them.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, you're here too? Thank you for... Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing...
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position. But Chenwei...
You have my gratitude. People can change their...
Is it just Paimon, or is...
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer. Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidate.
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw. In the end, even he changed. I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all...
I have to admit, he's a smart... The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk. But Zhi was still... He chose that specific liquor from Xinyue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of... Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote.
How is...
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei said, still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you...
Yes, Zhi's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have had... But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately...
Uncle Tian? Yelan? What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Zhi colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it, with Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Zhi, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophon, Yusupov's second. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new... Why else did you think?
So, okay.
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on. But when we tried to make contact with Theophon, he was gone.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they never...
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger, Regrator, got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a It's a pity that Theophon got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue...
I have to ask, Yelan. Do you... I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House.
Oh, that. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role. As Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business, maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian. After the recent...
А вот и все. Это весь квестик? Ну ладно. Так. Давайте зайдем напоследок в чайник и будем потихонечку заканчивать. В чем тут есть? Ничего нету понятненько.
We have put in much.
Может, мне нужно собрать эти штучки. Ух ты. Я даже не знала. Где же декора? Точно, что начали уровень доверия проверить. Мы все купили, прикольно. Богатство обитель не добилось. Ты новый уровень. Сейчас посмотрю, что нам за это дали.
If you ever
артефакты, нет. Какие характеристики подкачать? И нужно тебе оружие тоже вкачать. Не хватает, да. 11 уровня, ну ладно. Ну, дать молитву посмотрим. 326.